the Russians, they were wanting some payback because they lost 28 million people fighting the Germans. So by the time they got to Germany, it was payback time. So.
Well, here's one big problem. A lot of our people, same way. A lot of them people over there, they don't appreciate the freedom they've got now or had since. They don't. They think, what's the matter? What's this or that? It hadn't have been for them boys under them white crosses of ours over there, they wouldn't have had no freedom.
And all the others.
And they don't. And
because they would, if the Americans and into the lesser part, the British and the Allies hadn't been there, they would have just traded German tyranny for Russian tyranny, you know, and so they'd have just gone from bad to worse, you know. All of Europe would have been that way, so.
The whole world.
Well, they moved us up to take Berlin.
Yeah.
Well, about 25, 30 miles, getting all lined up.
Yeah.
Came down through the lines, through the ranks. Russia wants to take Berlin. We've succeeded, we're going to let them have it. That just suits us fine.
Yeah.
The Russians had 500,000
Yes, fighting a bunch of old men and boys. Now, that's how hard the Germans fought for Berlin. If they'd had any first-line troops left, you know, the Russians would have taken a lot more casualties, and they still took enough, so.
They took us off that mission and sent us to Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
Well, Eisenhower figured they'd already made the agreement anyway. They'd already drawn where the zones were going to be.
Yeah.
They'd already decided we were already going to get Western Berlin anyway for nothing, for free. So why spend American blood to take what they were going to get for free? So I guess it worked out in the end.
Spent American blood for it, though. There wasn't nothing free.
No.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and Mr. Burnett can vouch for it.
Hey,
You're for saving yourself when they're shooting at you. When somebody's shooting at you, your self-preservation, you're going to have to do something, because you can't pick your target. If you can pick your target, it's a little bit different. You can be sympathetic. But when they're shooting at you and you don't know where they're at, and don't know where it's coming from, you're going to be shooting back at them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Because I'll tell you, they don't care. They didn't care, and it's just something that.
Especially those German rifles. Don't know if you noticed it or not. But there'll be a little white puff of smoke each shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could detect that.
Yeah.
Must have been using a little inferior powder than the Americans were.
And they had a different noise when they fired. Machine guns are different. They fired faster.
Yeah, I remember hearing about those MGs that they came out with toward the end of the war, shooting so fast that they actually had to. I saw a propaganda film, so it was like a training film, that they were teaching the American soldiers not to be scared of the sound of that gun, because it throws a lot of lead, but you know, don't be scared about it, because I mean, the guy behind it's what matters, you know, and if you can take him, well, that gun's useless, you know. But I think it was the MG-44. It was unbelievable though how it would shoot.
You know what we call them?
Burp guns.
They just burp out a bunch of shells. They come out of that barrel so fast.
Oh, you couldn't. They said you couldn't even hear the individual reports. It would just be.
Yeah. And after it had done burped, if you heard it, why, it hadn't hit you. So
you heard it.
If you heard it hadn't hit you, get down in the gully there somewhere, buddy.
And then shooting somebody else.
Yeah. They just burp them shells out. That's the reason they nicknamed them burp guns.
That the last letter?
Yeah, he was already dead by the time this got mailed.
Yeah.
The postmark is June 15th.
Yeah, I noticed it. Oh, it took a long time back then.
He was talking about different outfits you was in over there
It's like
from,
an onion skin.
well, we was assigned to 3 different armies while I was over there. We got over there late, but we was assigned to 3 different armies of going down through that Ruhr Valley.
I didn't know
And,
what.
this, I can remember riding the back of those tanks.
We got the
We
picture.
was in Patton's outfit for a
We
while.
got the flag.
They love them tank men. They love that infantry to get on the back of that tank and
And
ride
this was apparently.
because of the fact that they was more
I have a
scared
picture
of
Mama had
small
in
arms
her
fire
living room.
Yeah.
than there was
They
a
took
big,
to do
bigger
something 'cause
gun
it's getting
off of German tanks or anything. But that small arm fire
Stuff on it.
would
so
put them out of
I know,
business. You know.
I guess especially toward the end when they started having those panzer faust and stuff
Yeah.
like that, you know,
Yeah.
one guy would sneak up on them and
You know, I
Yeah.
think
ruin
it's,
their day.
This,
I
and
think
then
that's
But they
just on the
love, they
glass.
love that infantry cause
it may be just
when they
on
got
the
into a
inside,
fight
but
with the
I'm
German
afraid
glass
infantry,
cleaned
might
out.
not
then
be, but see, it's
we'd pile off of them
there's a lot of
tanks.
air getting under, see,
And-
it's
and-
not tight.
and be ready for it.
Girls,
Mhm.
okay,
And, but,
okay.
them tank boys, they love that infantry to ride back that tank. Protection to them and the warways and all.
Mhm.
I hate to be sitting in here not.
So you was what, Third Army at that time? right
Yeah.
then? All right. Yeah, that was
That's what
Patton,
Mama
right?
said. I
And,
miss everything.
well, I guess the 1st and the 9th were both right in there too, weren't they?
Well, I don't even remember the numbers of them, but we was in 3 different armies from the time we left Cologne, Germany,
Mhm.
till we ended up in Salzburg, Austria. We was assigned to
So
3
that's why we were special, force, and they'd attach us to different units,
Yeah.
even down to 102nd Cavalry.
Thought I picked
certain
that
battalions
up.
of
There's another
infantry.
thing in there about my
We're
mom's
attached to, in
baptism.
Brest, we're attached to 8th District.
Some men
Well, how long were you
strips
able
and
to recuperate before you got put back to
I thought I
work?
picked it all up.
Well, after I got back to the unit, the American lines, I was able to go back to fighting.
That quickly from
And,
being shot?
yeah, I'd recovered my wounds and
Yeah.
was able to get back, and I'd rejoin my unit.
How did you get from where you escaped? How did you get from there to join
Well,
up with your?
The French underground moved me every 2 or 3 days
Ah,
at night to different places. And
oh my goodness.
I'd stay at one place 3 or 4 days or something like that.
And did they doctor you while you were there?
But I just listened to the French and they took care of me. So.
Well,
Amazing.
That French underground, that's about the only thing that France had that was worth anything.
That's worth it, yes, sir.
Yeah, those people showed a lot more heart than the government or the army ever did.
And these were
Rest of
just private
rest of 'em
citizens
useless.
that were helping?
Yeah, they were the only reason why the Americans ever went to Paris. From what I read about the Americans, Eisenhower was going to bypass Paris, and then he heard about the French underground was about to rise up and try to take the city back, and he knew that if they did, they might succeed, but it would probably be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
And so that's when they diverted. The French under Leclerc said they were going whether they had orders or not.
Yeah.
And so they started going in to help relieve them, and the Americans said, let the French go in first, give them a little pride, you know, let the first soldiers they see liberate the city be French instead of Americans, you know. And I heard some of the American troops went in one side of the city, made a little parade through the middle of it, and went right back out the other side and right back into the line again. They didn't even get to stay there long enough to enjoy it. They had to keep right on going, you know.
Probably a good thing they did.
We have to take it for somebody else.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, the Americans